everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. Today we're going to finish working on our little Black & Decker valve grinder here and get it working. First thing we're going to do today is, you can see here, it's got like a felt seal. That wicks oil, and that oils the ways as this thing goes back and forth. But you can see on this side, well, it's long gone, and stupid me, I didn't notice that before. I haven't really got anything like this kind of heavy felt, but I think I've got something that'll work. So we're going to start by knocking the heads off these rivets and drilling them out. Turns out they're just little brass tacks, so we can reuse them. Perfect. There we are. I got a piece of foam on there. That should suck up a little oil. Oh yeah, you can see it soaking right into it. Good. So we'll oil that up a little bit. We'll oil the felt on the other side. It soaks into the felt a lot better, but it'll soak into this stuff too. Now we can install our nut that we fixed up. And get it, make sure it's straight. Hopefully it'll go in. I didn't want to, take too much off the outside diameter of it. Yeah, no, that's not going to go in. So we're going to have to go put it in the lathe and spin a little more off of it. No problem. Now we can install the grinding head. These liners go in. They're both different sizes. I think one of them has been replaced over the years, or both of them. But anyway, they were working. So these guys go in right there like that. And then we slide this thing onto here. And we should be all set. Alright, let's see. If I get frustrated and think I'm going to start using foul language, I'll turn the camera off and come back when I'm done. Otherwise, bear with me and we'll see if we can do this. Let me get this cord out of my way here. Oh! Oh! Look at that, would you? So I'll just keep those guys pushed in and run this along here. There we go. There. Now, there's a cap that goes on the end here with a couple of screws to hold those in, and then we'll assemble the screw into this end. All right, now we can install the feed screw. We're going to put some oil on it. And we should be able to see in there. Yeah, there it goes. Oh yeah, that runs in there nice. Good. Well, that's interesting, eh? You see how that's not straight. Okay, so what we got to do, these shims that are in here, one is thick and one is thin, we got to switch them side to side. And that should help with this situation. Hang on. I didn't realize there was a thick one and a thin one when I took it apart. So it turns out both shims go on this side, which makes sense. You remember down under here, we had that spring-loaded one. I would imagine by the thickness of this originally had a spring-loaded one here, and it's broken or worn out. At any rate, it's long gone. But doesn't matter. Now we could screw this in. Oh yeah, that goes in nice. And then put in the 2 bolts. Yeah, see, that lines up now. Perfect. Still got a little play in it, but not like it had before. I mean, this thing really should have Acme threads on it, right? That would help with this a lot. Oil in there. There we go. But at least now the play is negligible. That's a lot better. Okay. Now we can go ahead and make our final electrical connections and see what happens. Alrighty, there we go. I'll push all them wires in, put the lid on. I had to go and buy one of these today. A freaking lid for a utility box at, well, the orange place. $2.47. These things used to be a dime. Disgusting. Anyway, rant over. Let's get this thing closed up. Okay, let's see what happens here. At some point, I would like to... this casting here, it's supposed to have a corner like that, and it's busted off. I could easily get a piece of 1/4-inch plate, round it off a little bit, V that out, and weld it on. I will likely do that at some point in the future. And I'm still trying to figure out what in the world this bolt does. I saw a picture of, there's very few of these machines around, and the 1 or 2 pictures that I could find of them online, it also had just a bolt sticking out there like that. So I'm guessing it's some kind of fixture that would bolt onto here, maybe for grinding the valve stems or something. But I'm not entirely sure at the moment. Anyway, it's plugged in. There's no smoke coming from anything. Let's make sure it works. So we're going to fire up the grinder first. And now the valve. That's great. It's running great. Awesome. So now, like I told you before I try and cut a valve, this thing, it looks like, I don't know, somebody's been cutting I don't know what with this. So we need to make some kind of a fixture so that we can get a diamond bit across this stone to true it. So we're going to do that now. Here's some bits that we made up on the lathe to start getting our stone dresser holder together. I'll show you how we're going to put it together. First, we're going to push this into there with the press, and then we're going to weld that to it. So here's our sharpening holder. And now, normally there would be another additional apparatus, a little arm that came down, and they'll drill a little hole in here to keep it from moving when you're dressing the stone. But this, it seems that because of this the double reduction back there, it really resists the thing moving at all. It's pretty much locked in place. So anyway, we're going to see what happens now. I've got it set pretty close, and we're going to see if we can dress this stone up. it's just touching it. And you can see here it's not moving at all. The key is to not take big cuts. Let's look at it. That's perfect. Okay, so what we can do now is back this right out of here. Get the dressing stone out. Now we're going to put in our poor old valve here. This is from an old Chevy 216. It's been cut so many times, there's not a lot left of it, but that's okay. For our demonstration purposes, it will be fine. It should hold it tighter than that. Hang on. Now we're going to set the machine to 45 degrees. There's two schools of thought on this. Some guys will cut the valves at 45 and do the seats at 46. And other guys like to cut the valves at 46 and do the seats at 45. Does it really matter? I don't know. Okay, there we go. There's our valve in there. So now we're going to get this thing close. It's a little more turning of knobs and stuff than my other machine, that's for sure. That's good. These things are nice and tight now. Okay. So here we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up both motors. And then we're slowly going to feed this back until it just touches the valve. There we go. There we go. She's cutting now. Take a little more. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, look at that. There you can see. Does a great job. Leaves a nice finish. That's awesome. I like this little guy. Sorry, the camera's a little jiggly. There you go. You can get a good look at the finish that it leaves. There you can see. That's really nice. That's ready to go in an engine. This poor valve, if I... Man, I use this is my screw around valve for messing with my machines, you know. I keep cutting it and cutting it. It's still got a bit of margin left. Sorry, there. You can see there's a tiny bit of margin left. Now the beauty with this machine, if we want, as we go, we could set it to 90 degrees and we can give it a little more margin. I mean, that'll wreck it. You could never put it in an engine again, but just for, you know, for doing our demonstrations and such. So yeah, that turned out pretty well. And this thing here, I'm certain you can see there's like a way. I'm sure there's some kind of attachment that goes on here, like I said, for doing the valve stems or something. There will be some use, or maybe the stone truing attachment goes on there. It's hard to say. I got to do a little bit more research and see what I can find out about this thing. But hey, mission accomplished. It works, and it works great. I don't know what I'll do with this thing. But hey, like I said before, I have it, and it works. So I guess we'll find some use for it around here. This is something that back in the day, like every service station would have one of these because they would be doing so many valve jobs on, you know, those old 216 Chevys and stuff, that pretty much every service station had one of these, and they had the valve seat grinding kit too, and they knew how to use them. So this guy here, we'll go with these guys. This is a lot more serious machine. I've made videos about this one before, and you can see down there under the bench I've got another one. These are really good machines. And now I've got this week coming up at an auction, there's a Sioux valve grinding machine, and it's depending who you talk to, a step up even from these Black & Decker ones. So we're going to see if we can get that, and then I guess that'll be another video. I'm not complaining about this. This thing is great. This is kind of bridging the gap from service station stuff to machine shop stuff. And like I said, the Sioux one is even better. But I don't have that yet. I don't even know if I will get it. Only time will tell. We'll let you know, though, if we do get it. Anyway, that'll do it for this one. I'm tickled pink with this little thing. I hope you had fun and got a kick out of screwing around with it with me. It's always fun to, you know, make a few little bits on the lathe and screw around. Keeps the old noodle working, eh? Anyway, I'm going to let you go now. I'd like to thank you for tuning into our little channel as we march onward to 5,000 subscribers. We're well past 4,000 now. Hope you'll come back and see us again. And until then, I'm Kevin saying so long from the Claremont Classic Garage.